Hi there once again, it's Ricky from Moshville Times. I'm delighted to be welcomed by the band Phantom State. They hail from Birmingham, and we have guitarist vocalist Benjamin, and we also have the drummer Jake. So how are you guys doing? How have things been since the lockdown? Are you guys still working, or what's been happening?
Yeah, well, I worked all the way through it, funnily enough, from home, but I'm back in the office now, back in my normal office job, but doing really well.
For me, it was pretty tight. I was self-employed. I was a bricklayer's labourer, so it was a bit rough waters to begin with. But now I've moved away from that profession. I've landed myself a new job. I'll start Monday, so it's onwards and upwards. So yeah, man, we're surviving well.
Excellent. So are you lucky enough, Benjamin, to be regarded as a key worker then?
Well, I look after drivers who are key workers, I suppose. So maybe.
Yeah. It must be good. Must be good to get back in the office though and get some kind of normality, you know. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, working from home, it was fun for the first 2 weeks, but you do miss the human interaction that you get every day being in an office with your colleagues. So I am glad to be back.
I guess you missed the banter. So since the lockdown then in March, have you guys been using this time constructively and written more songs?
Oh yes.
Yes, definitely. At the start, we weren't really sure what we were going to be doing. But yeah, we've got tons of new material. That's essentially all we've been doing during the whole time is just writing. And I think we're in a good position now, aren't we, with all this new material?
I like to think so, yes. To be honest, I feel like we've done so much more during this time in the lockdown than we did before, and I don't know. It's felt like we've had a bit of breathing space to just purely focus on the writing, and it's been good. And we're still writing even now, so we're actually really enjoying it.
Excellent. Then, so with the lockdown still pretty much happening here in Scotland, in fact, in Glasgow again, we've got the local restrictions again. You're not allowed to go into each other's people's houses. So how are you guys communicating your ideas to each other then?
Smoke signals.
To begin with, it was a lot of like what we're doing now, a lot of Zoom calls and Skypes and whatnot. And we're fortunate enough, me and David, the guitarist, to have, I guess, kind of home studio set up. So we're still able to write and, I guess, send ideas to each other online. But yeah, there's a lot of Skype calls and stuff to begin with. And then as the restrictions started to ease a bit more, social distance, meetups and whatever, meet face to face and chat about things. But now our rehearsal space is back open as normal.
Good.
So we can finally get back in there and start jamming as a band properly from next week, I believe. So mainly online to begin with, for definite.
So how frustrating was it for you, Jake? Benjamin can just pick up his guitar. What about yourself? Do you have an electric drum kit in the house or anything?
I do. I was like the best thing I've bought, because honestly, without that thing, I would have been screwed, really. But because rehearsal space opened up just recently. I eventually went quite old school. How me and Ben sort of started. I took all my electric drum kit and stuff with me, and I took it to Ben's flat, and we just jammed together while we could. And to be honest, it went really well. It literally was just go nostalgic. Going back how it started, and we really did get some good progress out of it.
Annoying the neighbours.
I just took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, I feel sorry for your neighbours.
No, to be fair, I was very polite. I went and knocked on the door and just warned him, but I think we got a few bangs on the ceiling after a couple of hours.
Good stuff then. So you released your latest single, I Am the Wolf, in February of this year. So how have the responses been for the single, and was the song written fairly quickly, or did you want to take your time with this one?
The responses were amazing, actually. We did see like a lot of growth on the page. We had people reaching out to us from different parts of the world for the first time, which was amazing. That was such a good feeling. To be honest, I didn't really see anything negative from it. A lot of it was just constant positive responses, which was great. And all of us individually got a lot of nice messages off people as well, which was great. We were really happy with how it was received. in regards to the writing, I think we definitely took our time on it. There must have been about 5 or 6 versions of that song before we kind of settled with
20 versions.
maybe before we settled on the final version of the song. It was a bit of a weird time though for the band, because that was obviously the gap between the single and the EP, where I guess we were trying to really like hone in on what sound we were trying to go for as a band. So I think we managed to capture it quite well with that song. But yeah, we spent probably 2 to 3 months just writing that song and gave it the attention that we thought it needed. And we were really happy with how it was received. So
yeah. I've watched it a few times myself. It's a good metal tune. It's good to snap your neck to, let's just say that. So you released a video for the song on release date, and also last month you released a more live video for I Am the Wolf. So how was the live video made, and how have the responses been for that? And could you go on a wee bit more about what I Am the Wolf is about?
Well, for the whole live version, it was my dad's idea, to be fair. Well, we was all noticing massive bands doing their isolation videos, and we thought, well, you know, just why not give it a crack ourselves? But no, but my dad, he mentioned that his workspace, garage for GT tires, they're allowed to use his area, and when we arrived, him and his work colleague had set up the tower wall of tires for us, ready to go. We're all keeping like the social distance, you know, barrier and stuff. And filmed it ourselves. Ben is quite nifty with a camera, like, and they had a drone as well, so they got some drone footage and stuff themselves. And we just literally spent our time just like do one take, move the camera, do the take again, and just awesome. It was really good.
It was received really well as well. We did get some cool comments back from it. Obviously, everyone's missing live shows, so I think people are pretty excited seeing a band trying to do something like that. But the meaning of the song, ultimately, it's about the struggle of perseverance. You hear a lot of people say, well, they coined the phrase, if you want to chase your passion, obviously, you've just got to stick at it and work as hard as you can. But not a lot of people talk about how that in itself can be a battle. So it's, I guess, just all about that kind of thing, really. That's
brilliant. Thanks a lot, guys. But it must have been strange, like meeting up and doing the video. You're like, who are you again? What instrument do you play? It must have been strange meeting up after all these months.
It was, wasn't it? Jake's hair's got longer. I'll go to I'll get my hair done at a salon, I do. My beard had grown so long, and I thought I'll just get it done when I go in there. And then when I arrived to get my hair done before the video, I was told they're not allowed to touch your face because of the virus. So I looked a bit scruffy, I think, and my beard got a bit too long for my comfort anyway.
It was a cool video. So for those that are new to the band then, how would you say it compares to your early material, and do you think that maybe you found the sound that you've been looking for with the latest single?
To be honest, I Am the Wolf was the start of our new sound, but we're currently in the middle of making an album, and I think we have evolved again with a new, better sound, and I think this is Phantom State's sound now. But with I Am the Wolf, that was a great milestone to start with. Funny enough, we was on about it the other day. We were just listening to our old stuff, and you got to start somewhere. But the gap was just unreal. I was like, Jesus, like we've come along so far and stuck at it, and we're so excited to.
That's what the EP is for us, really. The EP was us kind of finding our feet, I guess, and we weren't really sure where we were going in terms of what direction we wanted to take the sound. So we created a bunch of songs. And obviously it became the Sands of Time EP. And like I said, when we were writing I Am the Wolf, it was a special song because that was a good amount of time between the EP and the song where we were just trying to figure out, right, what do we want to do? How can we be unique? What sound do we want to go for? And the EP, it although obviously I Am the Wolf is a much stronger song, it's still quite special to us because it just reminds us about when we first got together as a band with this lineup and just jammed out whatever songs came out and stuck it on that EP. So, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how you guys have evolved and see what the next step is. So I'm looking forward to hearing it. So following on from that, it's been like close to like 1.5 years since your last EP, Sands of Time. So it's a new single. Well, we just talked about it. It's a new single just filling the gap until the next release. So is it going to be an album, or are you going to do another EP first, or what are your plans?
Well, funnily enough, we weren't really sure. And then at the beginning of lockdown, when we knew we were going to have all this free time, I think we initially spoke about doing an EP, but we've decided to just go at it and put together our debut album. So, yeah, I guess the single's a precursor to that, really.
Yeah.
We're not sure if the single's going to be on the album, but, yeah, that's what we've been working on. We've got a bunch of new songs. I think we're probably about 85% through the writing process, so there's only little bits left to finish off, really, and then obviously we'll start the tracking and all that business then. Yeah,
because it's, if you're doing like 5 songs for an EP, why not just write another 3 songs and just release an album?
Exactly. You know? That's kind of what we were thinking, because we had a load of demos anyway.
Yeah,
and we just thought we said 5, and exactly what you just said there. Why not just do an album? You know, stretch it to 8, 10, see what happens, and just go for it, basically.
Yeah. No, that's great. It sounds as if you've got lots of ideas for the album. So looking forward to hearing it. So was there anything that you've done differently recording a single to that of the debut EP that you'll maybe like take going forward?
Well, David, the guitarist, who's obviously not here, would be perfect to answer this. But the EP, we did it ourselves. David went to university to study music production, and he's a wizard at that kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, we did that ourselves, and I guess it was very DIY. Probably didn't spend as much time on it as we could have done, as opposed to the single, which we went into a big fancy studio for. I guess, yeah, maybe when you go to a studio, you realise how much time and effort goes into each component of the song, which we probably didn't spend as much time on when we did the EP. So we definitely learnt a lot of lessons by going into a studio and doing it that way.
Yeah. So where did you record the single, and who produced it for you? And yeah. Sorry.
I say a massive shout out to Inner Sound Studios, the Grave brothers, Sam and Joe. Yeah. They took us with open arms and love, and they really looked after us while making I Am the Wolf, and it gave us a massive insight of how technical and detailed that sort of world is, and it gave David was just a sponge. He absorbed all that recording knowledge, and he's putting it to good use.
Yeah. So was the single recorded over a couple of days, or?
Yeah, it was done over 3 days. So we slept in the studio, in one of the control rooms, just all huddled together on sofas.
Yeah, in the studio, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're based up in York, so it was about a 2-hour drive from where we are. So we drove up there early in the morning, spent 3 days with Joe and Sam, and yeah, it was an amazing process.
Yeah, wicked experience.
Yeah.
So did the Gray Brothers, did they bring a lot of good ideas in, like fresher sounds, like take that out, put this in, that type of thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I don't know, it's just, I've honestly, because last time I went to a recording studio properly, this was many years ago, I was still very inexperienced, and coming back to one as I say, an adult for the first time, it's just like, it took like a duck to water. It was the chemistry and everything, it was just so easy, and just it couldn't have been better.
Sam Graves pretty much engineers everything there, so he's the one who's there for all the tracking. Joe mixes. They're very good at getting the best out of people. So the drums took 2 hours, something like that. Was the Alexa playing up, weren't it? I think. Sorry about that. People warn you about those things going off on their own, don't they?
Join in.
Yeah, sorry. As I was saying, Sam was very good at getting the best out of all of us when we were tracking our own individual parts. we flew through it, didn't we, really?
Yeah.
Although we were there for 3 days, I mean, the way they do it, they made it very smooth and easy. So we flew through all our parts and then obviously left Joe to do the mixing.
Yeah. I'd imagine there's only so many ways that you can record the instrument, but was he like, was he pushing you with the vocals?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, the way I tracked the vocals there was a completely new technique to how I'd done it before. Sam and Joe were both in a band themselves back in the day, with One Last Breath, they were called, I believe. So Sam, being a vocalist himself, was very, very strict with me. Everything down to the pronunciation of individual lines in verses and whatnot. So he really put me through my paces, but it paid off. It paid off.
You couldn't be happier with the results.
Yeah, very happy with the results.
Nah, good stuff, good stuff. So unfortunately, though, there's been a recent lineup change after parting ways with the bassist Luke. So you've already found a replacement in Jimmy. So how easy or difficult was it to find Jimmy, and what has he already brought to the band?
Sadly, we did part ways with Luke. We really enjoyed our time with him in the band and everything he did for us. We still speak to him. We're on good terms. We're still friends. But it's an interesting story about how Jimmy came about. We hadn't actually officially advertised that we were looking for a new bassist.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I got a message on Instagram from someone saying, "Heard you're looking for a bassist." I was like, how do you know that? How do you know that? But yeah, we sent him some playthrough videos for him to learn some of the songs we've already got, and he smashed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was sending videos back to us within a couple of days, so he really impressed us with how quickly he came back to us with him playing the songs and whatnot. So it was pretty quick transition, I'd say, to be honest, weren't it? We didn't expect it to happen so quickly. We thought...
Oh, to be honest, it's wicked when you find someone on like the level and the appetite to respond straight away. It's like, oh, wow, this is great. Like, it's honestly, it's a bit scary how easy and smooth it's been.
Yeah.
But now we're lucky and blessed for the way everything's been going.
One of the things that we were, I guess, scared of in looking for a new bassist is... it costs money to be in a band, doesn't it? And, you know, we've got a manager, we're committing to doing music videos and tons of other stuff beyond the scenes. And to bring somebody in and also say to them, you know, you are going to have to fork out some money to be in this band is, I guess, quite daunting. But it didn't faze him whatsoever. He's completely on our wavelength, and he's going to be a perfect fit from what it seems so far. Anyway, he's a great guy, great personality, gels really well with us, so we're excited.
We may have made him bankrupt now, but it's totally worth it.
So did you get him to record like I Am the Wolf and 1 or 2 songs from the EP, or?
Sorry, did Jimmy help, or?
No, did you get him to record like when he auditioned for the band?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so we'd sent him I Am the Wolf and a couple of other older songs, I think it was as well. I spent a day with David just getting some videos of him doing a playthrough and just sent him across that. So I think there was 2 or 3 songs, I don't remember. Cool. But obviously he's working with us on this new material now, so it's going to be interesting seeing what stamp he brings to the songs we've got at the moment.
I'd imagine he's going to be very important to you, Jake, as well, being the drummer and the bassist working together.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, we are the backbone. We are the band. Yeah, bass and drums. No, it's also like awesome chemistry straight away, like which is everything really. No, he's top guy. I'm just dead excited to get in the rehearsal studios. Yeah. Well, we're going to do some bonding tomorrow, sink a few beers. Yeah.
Are you all quite local together? Is it quite easy for you all to get to the studio?
Yeah. Well, Nate lives 5 minutes down the road from me. Luke, funnily enough, lives 5 minutes in the other direction, and I think David, the guitarist, is about 15 minutes away. So very close to each other.
That's good. That's good then. So when constructing new material with the band members having their own personal taste in music, how would you say you keep it all together? Like, for example, when negotiating what stays in and what goes out of a song?
It's chaos, mate.
It can be chaos. It can be chaos. I think this is one of the things that we actually love as a band, to be fair, is because we've all got such eclectic music tastes. Like, me and Jake have very, very similar tastes. You know, we love the old school metal, the modern metalcore. old school rock and whatnot. David, the guitarist, is very much into his more progressive, genty metal, so bands like Periphery and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy, we found out, is just into the heaviest kind of music imaginable. Guy art is
He's going to be a good guy for you.
yeah. So there's a very wide range, but what we're seeing with this new material that we're working on for this album is that we've somehow managed to find a way to blend all these different influences together to create a unique sound.
Yeah.
And I think when people listen to the album, you are going to hear everybody's individual influences, I guess, peppered through the songs on the album. So we've managed to make it work somehow. It's been chaos for a while, like Jake said, but we've got there, I think, now with this album.
Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you for that. So how strong would you say the Birmingham scene is? And would you like to give a shout out to any of your local bands, your friends?
Yeah, well, the Birmingham scene. The Birmingham metal scene, it's massive, surprisingly massive. Like
Birthplace of heavy metal.
Yeah, yeah. But like doing like metal to the masses, them sort of competitions, it's still overwhelming. Fresh new bands, new material. It's just really overwhelming and awesome to see because I don't know. It's not a dying art. The metal scene and all that. There's so much new stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And a hell of a lot of bands to shout out.
Yeah.
Ben would do the honours for that.
So we've played a show with the guys in Overthrown, if you've ever heard of them before. If you haven't, check them out. They're fantastic. We're good friends with them. A Titan, a Deity, great band. They're also working with us with the managers that we use at the minute for the band. Who else was there? Hands of Attrition from Wolverhampton, I believe they're from. Great band again, very like old school, in your face metal. They're probably like the three that stand out to me, to be honest. Very, very talented guys.
That's excellent, thank you. So you're talking about going back into your rehearsal space then. So where's your rehearsal? Where do you rehearse your songs and practice?
A place called Neon Studios up in Burntwood. Before, we was in a real tight little box. It did the job, but
Tight little box.
We needed to upgrade here. Ben did his research and found this place, and I wish we found it sooner because we absolutely love the owners of the place, Kate and Mark. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. It's a well-established building. Like, I just wish we got there sooner, to be honest.
Yeah, they've got everything you need there. It's state of the art compared to a lot of the places we've rehearsed in before. So we're in there every week now.
Yeah,
and it's perfect for us.
That's what I was going to ask next. So how often are you planning on meeting up? Like a couple of times a week?
Yeah, I think so. Before, it was a bit more difficult with people's work patterns and whatnot, but we've figured out a way where we're going to be able to get into the rehearsal space 2 to 3 times a week if we'd like to now. So we're going to aim for at least 2, maybe 3 if we can. We just want to get in there and crack on and move as quickly as we can with all this new material, because obviously it's all been written in each other's homes at the minute, so we've still got to be able to put it together and play it as a band.
Especially if you're also local to the studio then, why not just make it like the 2 or 3 times a week? You know, you get the album out sooner. So
yeah, exactly, that's what we're thinking. The more time together, the better. Move things along a lot quicker that way.
Yeah. So of course there'll be no live shows in the near future then. So did you actually have plans for this summer, and is there any plans for like even next year or anything?
Yes, there was. We were supposed to be playing with Envisions, who are from York, back, I think it was originally May. Then it got postponed to September, and now it's been postponed again to March, I believe. Yeah. We had another show that hasn't been announced yet with a band that's as good as Envisions as well. It's an announcement we're actually excited about. And then the other day we managed to secure a booking with another band that's going to be touring the UK in January, I believe. We're just waiting for it all to be finalised. So yeah, we're looking now at January, March, and I'm still waiting to hear the confirmed date for the other gig that's having to be rescheduled. So we did have plans, they've all just been delayed.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed these happen then. But you say a UK tour. Does that mean that you're going to venture across the border and come up to Scotland?
I very much hope so.
Yeah.
I very much hope
I
so.
want to see Scotland. I really want to see Scotland.
We're not going to let you in. I'm not going to let you in. No, it'll be brilliant to get you up. I think on the only plus side about it is that you guys aren't behind any other band. Everybody's in the same boat as yourself, but I think hopefully around the beginning of next year, all the punters are going to be spoiled for choice. You'll probably have a gig every night if you wanted to go to.
Yeah, it's gonna be chaos.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of competition, but there's going to be a lot of punters that will actually want to go out to gigs again. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone's going to be hungry for it, aren't they?
Aye. Because I don't fancy these social distancing gigs. You know, you all sit at tables and chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, it takes away the whole point of being at a gig.
Us metalheads need the atmosphere and the mosh pits, man. We don't want to be standing too far apart from each other.
That's it. So again, for the band, another step forward is you recently got signed to the growing Enso Music Management company. So how did that come about, and how's the relationship been so far, and what do you hope Enzo will do for Phantom State?
This is a very interesting chain of events, how this all came about. Jake mentioned, I think it was the week before lockdown actually kicked in, we played the Metal to the Masses show in Birmingham. And a chap called Adam Hayward, who's a DJ for the Global Onslaught on Midlands Metalhead Radio, was kind enough to come down and do an interview with us and review the show. We managed to get through to the next round, which was great. Had a right laugh with Adam, really, really top guy. He's just started up his own media coaching company as well, Hayward's Media Coaching. We had a laugh with him all night, had some beers, got to know him really well. And funnily enough, after that gig, I believe he mentioned us to Elliot and basically put us on Elliot and Enzo's radar. And then I believe it was around April, so a month or so into lockdown, I got a message from Rachel Harrison, the founder of Enso Music Management, basically saying that they'd been watching us for a while. They really, really enjoy listening to I Am the Wolf and they want to work with us. So I guess it was Adam Hayward who planted the seed for it all, but the relationship so far has been absolutely amazing. I can't praise Elliot and Rachel enough for how hard they work. And there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we can't wait to share with people, all within the 3 to 4 months that we've been working with them. There's so many plans ahead of us that Elliot's worked so hard to help put into place. And to be honest, I think all we can really hope for is just maintain this momentum and growth, and just hope that Elliot can help push us in the right direction, because it seems like it is going to be going that way at the moment. We've never felt so energized and motivated and just raring to go, really. So yeah, we can't thank Adam, Elliot, Rachel enough for setting this whole thing in motion, really.
Yeah. I mean, I interviewed Elliot, it must have been like 10 days, 2 weeks ago now, and I saw you had shared the interview, and then on Phantom State Facebook, it was like a huge announcement to make at 7 o'clock, and I went, you guys are up to something here. And here it was, signed to Enzo. I mean, I've known Rachel and I've known Elliot for some time, but that was the first time I got to speak to Elliot, and he was a top-notch guy, a pleasure to talk to, you know.
He really is. He's got all the time in the world for you as well.
Yeah.
I called him before this interview, and he just gave 40 minutes of his time to be on the phone. You know, he's one of those kind of guys that's there for anything, really. The same with Rachel. We deal more with Elliot, obviously, because I guess he's managing us on a day-to-day basis, but both of them are fantastic.
Brilliant. That's great. Thanks a lot. We've only got a couple of questions left, and I don't know whether I'm kind of showing my age here, but before the internet, magazines and fanzines were the places to find out about new bands and trends, and now publications have been replaced with thousands of websites catering for all genres. So do you think that some of the passion's been lost, or do you think that the internet has been a good thing for music and a good thing for Phantom State?
Oh, to be honest, the internet, you can explore such a wide variety pretty easy, you know what I mean? Like,
fingertips.
Yeah, like I've discovered so many different genres of music just by the internet.
Yeah.
But back with magazines and stuff, I feel like it's taken away like I wouldn't say the charismatic charm of like being like collectible items. You know what I mean? Like going out to like I don't, HMV or something, and and just like you flip through the magazines and like the art has gone into it and the time and craftsmanship. But with the internet, it's it's
vast.
Yeah, it's vast.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because I think it's a yes and no answer, isn't it, really? Like Jake said, I miss going to pick up different magazines. I've still got them all in boxes in my attic, and I think having the physical product to look forward to every week and collect, that aspect, I do miss that a lot. But at the same time, the internet, it's at your fingertips. Everyone's got a smartphone. Everything's instant, updates and that kind of thing. So staying up to date with what's going on in the music world is obviously a lot easier.
Yeah.
But I do miss going out every week and collecting the magazines and seeing the effort that had gone into the way the pages were laid out for different pieces within the magazine, but just the craftsmanship in that.
Yeah.
Obviously you'd have photo shoots in the magazine as well, featured in there, just all the different aspects of a magazine. I do miss holding that in my hand a little bit.
I know they still do it, but it's just not as strong as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, but I can't compete against the internet.
Vinyl's come back, so magazines have got to come back.
I'm sure I read somewhere there was actually more vinyls sold than CDs. Vinyl's definitely made a comeback, but I always speak to guys who I've known since like 1990 and stuff like that, in the tape trading days. I don't know if you're too young to know what that is. But see the excitement of waiting for the postman to come with the tapes and sending a £1 note away to somebody and getting a tape back and stuff. It was brilliant times. But now everything's just click of a button.
Yeah, it's amazing. The accessibility is amazing for the internet. But yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. I suppose the only downside is you can get everything by a click of a button, but then you can get access to 10,000 bands at a click of a button as well. So you have to create something quite different, quite unique to get noticed.
Yeah,
certainly. Yeah.
Hopefully that will come to you guys. So, so what's next for Phantom State then?
Start an early fans. Get out there a little.
This album's pretty much taking up all of our time at the minute, so I think we're going to be finishing that off, trying to wrap it up, hopefully by November, December time. We've got a clear vision for what we want it to be. There's definitely a theme to it that we can't wait to share with everyone. Yes. So for us now, up until the end of the year, it's finishing that off, making sure we're happy with it and it's to the level we want it to be. After that, obviously, we're going to be pushing it out in every direction that we can, trying to get it out to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Focusing on that for a little while. And then into next year, shows, hopefully, if they come back, that kind of thing, getting out on the road and promoting the album that way, playing the songs live to people, and just business as usual, hopefully, into next year.
Yeah. Well, be sure to send the album to us, but Rachel and Elliot won't be slow in sending it to us to review anyway, so we'll definitely get it reviewed when it comes out and things. So good luck with that. I wish you guys the best of luck, but I've got to ask the last question. It'll probably be the question that you'll answer most on. So what guitars do you use, Benjamin? What do you use to record the band's material?
I use a Solar guitar. Ola England's guitar brand. It's a Solar E1.6 Jensen.
I'm going to get it.
Very technical name. Like Jay's getting it off the wall. It's Explorer shape. So
it has to be shared.
This is my. That's my go-to guitar for everything. Yeah. So I love this thing. It's fantastic. I've only had it about a year, but can't fault it. Absolutely brilliant guitar. We're playing very low tunings, and it does everything I need for that. And I've recently got my hands on a Firebird. Fortunately, it's the Epiphone model of a Firebird. I used to use a Jim Root Telecaster, but this is my go-to at the moment. And
Are you going to venture to a 7-string, or are you quite happy with a 6?
Oh, this is a discussion that me and David have all the time because of the tunings that we play in. We're playing F sharp, drop F sharp. Everyone automatically assumes you play 7 strings already when you mention that tuning, but no, we use 6 at the minute. We have spoke about it. We like to experiment with tunings a lot, so it makes sense for us at some point to get our hands on a 7-string and see how that goes.
Yeah, well, he's got to learn guitar properly first.
Don't embarrass me.
So have you got a dream guitar?
A dream guitar? Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm loving these solar guitars at the minute. I think for me, at the moment, I'd like to get a little collection going on of the different, either do this one in the black that I've already got, they've got it in red and white. So I think that's my goal at the moment, trying to build up like maybe a little solar collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to do a wee bit of overtime at work first before you can afford them.
I'm doing enough as it is.
So what about you, Jake? What do you use as the drums then?
Me, a Tama. I use Tama, a good strong brand, especially for the metal scene. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't think I will change from Tama. I'll just keep on upgrading through the ranks. Currently have a Star Classic. I'm looking to go up. I always dreamed of having a double bass, you know, just iconic metal, you know.
Gotta have double bass.
You gotta, you know, it's for show. I can't. But no, yeah, and stick with Sabian cymbals, AAX, Remo skins, Vic Firth drumsticks. I wouldn't change anything, just, well, unless I break my cymbals, which I do quite frequently.
Yeah.
But
quite heavy-handed, aren't you?
yeah.
So you've used that kit for a couple of years then, yeah?
Yeah. It's been strong, but at the level we're at now, it's time to upgrade. And
I've had it for over 10 years, haven't you? It's been through its paces.
Yeah, it has. It took some beatings.
Yeah.
But now I happily stick with my Tama and all that, and just upgrade and upgrade.
Yeah. You've been trying out some, haven't you? Well, before the lockdown at the music shops, there's a big music shop in Birmingham where you can go and try out all the drum kits and stuff, and you have always stuck to the Tamas, haven't you?
That's the best thing about Birmingham as well, especially in the metal scene. It is full of music stores to your arsenal.
Yeah.
Like, you can just go there and, well, you're in Candyland. It's just it's amazing. You just like, like, this is heaven.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can really really get to just try a vast amount of stuff, and like you know, like, oh, I never thought I would go for that, but I'm glad I've tried it now. And stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the first thing you've got to do, is we just said, get a double bass. It's got to be done.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Stop showing us up, mate.
No, I won't let you down.
Well, Benjamin and Jake, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. I hope to, maybe by the end of the year, beginning of next year, you get the album out, we get to hear it, we get to see you even across the board. I think we'll just let you in, just the once though.
Just for the delivery. We'll make sure the delivery gets here. We'll stay away till we can come and properly meet you.
That sounds like a plan, but a pleasure talking to you. And you guys take care of yourself. Cheers.
You too. Thanks, mate. Cheers, Ricky. Thank you.
Thank you.